We're rated 1704 in puzzles. And we're playing as black. So we have a queen and 2 rooks. Our opponent has a queen and 2 rooks as well. I see checkmate in 2. But our opponent has checkmate in... Well, okay, if we go here, he goes here, he loses his... That's rough. If we sacrifice a rook... That's checkmate. Because his king can hide, but then our queen can go to g2. So I think the answer is rook to h3, pawn takes, and then queen d5, king h2, and then queen g2 protected by the rook, checkmate. Brilliant sacrifice. Yeah, because now he could go here. Of course, the rook, I didn't foresee him wasting his rook, but so it's funny. The king always takes the coward route and wastes as many pieces as he can before he goes out in the puzzles, at least. Let's see. Which, I mean, I call it the coward's route to be funny, but really, I mean, the goal is to survive as long as you can. Survive as long as you can. That's the game, right? The goal is to win, really. Anyways, let's move on to the next puzzle. White to move. I know I started to explain again the end of that puzzle and then I stopped, but that I'm sure you guys understand. You can rewind if you don't. We have a queen, 2 rooks, bishop, and a knight. Our opponent has a queen, 2 rooks, and a bishop and 2 knights. This right here looks like almost checkmate. So if we go queen f7, it's defended by the rook. So the king has to go d7. And then what if we do... yeah, bishop e6 would then be checkmate. Actually, I thought this rook was here. I thought the rook was on f1. I'm wrong. But still... So we still do have f7. Queen f7. Question is, once he goes king d7... yeah, we could still do this. That's still checkmate. It's still defended. Yeah, that's the idea. Okay, black to move. We have a queen and a rook. And our opponent has a queen, a rook, a bishop, and 2 knights. If there's anything these puzzles teach me is that you can still win if you're down a lot of material. So I'm looking at something like this. And then put him in check over here. So if we put him in check, our queen is defended, nothing's even attacking it. His king has to go here or here. Now if we then go to rook g6, if he went down, he could go down again. That would be annoying. But it's even where our queen's at, he would have a lot of time to make his own moves. However, we could stay up high and do queen d3. We don't have to go down. We could go stay on the 3rd rank or whatever you would call it. That would be check, and then he would either go here or here. We go rook g6, and then he can't go down anymore. So he could go here. If he did, we could... Oh man, our rook would be in the way of the delivering checkmate, wouldn't it? because we could go here and then he could take. So of course if he went here somehow, ended up on h1, that would be checkmate. I guess we could, no, because if we were to give another check like this, he could go back somehow, and then the queen could go here, but then he's back here, his king ends up back on that same spot. Out of this, we can definitely win a knight, that's no doubt, but we want to win the game. We want to win the whole puzzle. Oh, I guess maybe we could give check with d3 and then put our queen here. No, because then he could just go back up. d3 check. King goes here. Rook g6. And he's forced to one of these squares. Now this square, it's an easy checkmate. You know. But if he stays low on h2, that's my problem. Because then the queen can't just go there. I guess, do we have another... Of course, the pawn is here to take the queen if the queen goes to g3, which wouldn't be good. And we can't do like rook threatens queen because bishop can just take. Maybe we just take the knight and then it's not even checkmate after that. Man. Oh, what about this? Okay, so if we just go queen h3, he can move here, and that's an easy checkmate. So he wouldn't go g1. He would go... He would go e2. And of course, if we give check on e6, then he would go over here to d1. Then we could go back with our queen to our starting square b3. Give him check. And then he has to go here to c1. And the rook can deliver checkmate with c6. So I guess the answer is queen h3, rook e6, queen b3, rook c6. So we just got to get the queen, the king. We're going back to our starting squares. We're doing checkmate with our starting squares where they're at. We just got to do one forcing move, two forcing moves to get the king over here. Let's try it. Yeah, that's the idea. It's checkmate. That's cool. White to move. We have two rooks, and our opponent has two rooks and a bishop. And more pawns than us. Yeah, so obviously the idea is just this. He can't go down with the king. So he has to go up, and then we can probably get checkmate somehow like this. Let's see. We take bishop with d7. King cannot take because it's defended by our rook is defended by our other rook, so he goes up, and then we can go up again. He can go down, and that's checkmate. Our rooks support each other, and he can't go down at that point. I would say we have to go up. Uh-oh, I didn't notice this one. So he works his way to the left, so that way he can go down here. So we have to stop our We have to stop our movements for a minute and recalculate here. This is bad that I didn't see that up front. That could have ruined everything. I suppose if we go here, it's then checkmate. Rook d7, or d1 rook to d7, and then he goes down, and then we move this d8 rook to a8, and then at that point he's lost. That's checkmate. Nice. Black to move. We have a queen, 2 rooks, a bishop, and a knight. Our opponent has a queen, 2 rooks, 2 bishops, and a knight. Oh, I did not mean to actually just go and do that right away. We had a brilliant rook sacrifice, but I meant to do right click just to I hadn't even finished calculating yet. So I'm thinking this, and then he has to go here, and then we win. Because our bishop is our sniper is protecting everything. It worked out. I don't like not having a forcing move in the beginning. So we have a queen, 2 rooks, and a bishop, and our opponent has a queen, 2 rooks, and a bishop. I'm honestly not seeing it here. We don't have that many pieces to go sacrificing, and would he even take? That's the question. One of the only forcing, like this is a forcing move. Oh, okay, hang on. If we do this forcing move, his king has to take. So if we go queen f1, king has to take, and then we can go check with bishop h3. And that's checkmate, isn't it? Because king has to go back to g1, and then rook can go to e1, and that should be checkmate. Yeah, so a queen sacrifice. Boom, done. Alright, black to move. We have a queen and a rook. Our opponent has a queen and a rook. First thing I'm seeing is this right here, because our queen is defected by our defended by our rook. Queen is defended by rook. So queen f4, he's in check. I suppose he could go to many different areas. He could take 2 different, or he could block. All of those look good. Sorta. If he goes down, shoot, I don't know. It's too much running around that he can do. So I'm not seeing it there. Now if we just go back one, and then he goes down, we can... that wouldn't be a good idea. Queen G5. I guess that just allows him to make more options. Once he goes down, it seems like it seems like I don't have this one. We might have to play defensively because that pawn is about to promote. We don't have that many pieces. Oh, okay, I see it. Rook threatens, it really pins the queen to the king. And if he takes, we just win his queen. Yeah, that's the idea. Had to see that. All right, white to move. It's like he had his most powerful piece. What if we threaten it? And it's like, oh, it's pinned by the king. It can't just move. All right, white to move. We have a queen, and our opponent, and a pawn, and our opponent has a queen. Okay, so I'm seeing an immediate fork, or is that a skewer, or what? That's a fork, right? I don't know. I got to look up my chess terms. But this puts him in check. He has to take, and then we just move our pawn up. So forcing move, and we do a clean trade-off. Ooh, yeah, we have to run. I don't know why he started running that way. Hide in a corner, I guess. All right, white to move. We have a queen and 2 rooks, and our opponent has a queen and 2 rooks and a knight. I like these positions. These positions look easy. Now he has a lot of defense going to this B7 pawn. So if we were to just go like this, we can't just take it, right? So if I go like this, that does seem good. Okay, I'm seeing checkmate with sacrifice rook on a6. King takes because it has to, and then we deliver check like this. He has to go back up, and then we have a checkmate with just rook a1. I think that's the idea. So sacrifice the rook. Yep, brilliant sacrifice. It didn't even ask for more because we just go here, and then the king can't go down here or here. So he goes back up, and then... Actually, I don't see how that's checkmate, because once he's here, we could put him in check, but the queen is no longer defended. Let's throw this one into analysis and see what happens. What move did he make? I wasn't even paying attention. Right, no, he didn't take that. Queen, why would... Okay, well, that's why. All right. So yeah, queen goes up here for some reason. It's a blunder. And so it is mate in 2. So he takes... Oh, okay. Yeah. It was more deadly than I thought. I didn't realize. Let's do that again. So I thought we sacrifice, he takes, we go here, he goes back up. But no, that's checkmate. He can't go up. So yeah. It's like my wheels are turning, but they're rusty. And it's not that they're rusty, it's that they've never had gears before. You know, I've never used these type of analytical, logical skills before. I've never done these kinds of calculations before, I put it that way. But I'm excited to learn more. So I'm white to move, and I have 2 rooks. He has 2 rooks and a knight. Yeah, that was easy. He couldn't go anywhere. So, yeah, I know I'm capable of becoming a 2,000 rated player. It's just gonna take time. I've learned enough in life. Well, I know it's possible. I know it's possible for me to, if I apply myself, I can learn it. I've done some crazy things that I never thought I would do. Just by spending the time and getting better at it. But that's not without the Lord. I give the Lord gets all the credit for it. So if we go Queen F2, King goes H1. And all of a sudden it's not so great. We have a queen and a rook. I mean, come on, our opponent has a queen, 2 rooks, and a bishop. So I mean, he's got a lot more points than us. Oh, okay. So the answer must be rook F2. Maybe it's defended by the queen. So rook F2, and then the king has a couple of options. Well, he has 2 options. He can go G1 or H1. The scary part about it is if he goes H1, then we don't have a forcing move, do we? And then he has a chance to wreak havoc. And that gets scary. But if he goes G1, then yeah, we have a forcing move. And he's lost in a minute next turn. So we have to calculate for the more difficult one, where if he goes H1. What's his best move? Can he do anything to stop us? He can go like that. And that doesn't mess us up, actually, because we can still deliver checkmate. I don't think he can deliver. I don't think he can stop us. He can't even put us in check this turn. Yeah, I don't think he can stop checkmate. And he does it. Yeah, we did it. That's exactly right. Nothing he can do stops checkmate next turn. We completed level 8, whatever that means. Looks like here we're level 10. So we're on level 9. Next is level 10. Look how many puzzles, how many levels we've completed. How high can we go? Up in the clouds. Black to move, we have a queen and a rook. Our opponent has a queen and 2 bishops. I'm immediately seeing queen e4. That's like the most forcing move, maybe. Or possibly better yet is rook e8. Can go here, we're defended, and now we can start chasing. Rook e8. King here. We wouldn't want to do that. We would want to go here. I think the idea is to centralize the rook and queen on the E. Just get the I say centralize like it's a big smart word for chess players. Rook and queen onto the E file or whatever. E file, that sounds right. And then from there, I feel like we can do maybe checkmate somehow, but I don't want to guess. I want to be sure that we're doing a good move. It seems like once after the first move, the rook seems kind of useless, but not so much. Yeah, I mean, the rook is kind of stuck here, it seems like. Rook E8. Oh, he can't go here. So he could go, if we go rook E8, he can go D2 or F1. Guess we gotta start calculating now. Hard to believe we have a forced checkmate here, if we even do. Both his bishops are protected by pawns, so I'm not really looking at winning one of those very easily. The queen, however, I don't really see how I could win that either. Because if we fork him with our queen, you know, if we do something where we're getting both, he could just take ours. So seems like the better option would be to get our rook out of the queen's way, safe from the opponent queen, but also, you know, in check, and then like we can move a little further with this. Okay, so I was thinking of this now. The big idea is to go E2 or H3 with the queen. If we want to blunder the rook, we just go rook E1, and then we're back in the same position without a rook. In case anyone was wondering. So we can go here. Now if he goes... Oh, he can't go back. That's the idea. So yeah, that's checkmate. It's really just queen H3. King has to move, and then it's rook E1. It's checkmate. Of course, something we don't calculate our opponent's options enough, because this always happens. I can force a queen trade, but I don't want to do that. We'll have a rook. They'll have two bishops. We should be able to get a pawn up. I think just at that point defending this pawn and pushing it up. Once we do like queen trade, we could maybe defend our pawn. If he ever takes, we take with our rook, and then it's a rook and bishop end game. Then we're definitely winning. I just think this could work if we just do the queen trade. I don't see how. Oh, you know what? We can win a queen by sacrificing our rook. He would be forced to take. Yeah, that's definitely winning. Awesome. White to move. We have a queen, two rooks, and a bishop. Our opponent has a queen and two rooks. Oh. Okay, there's a lot of options here. We can just straight up go here, rook E8, and then he can take, and then we can take again. King has to go down. Oh, that wouldn't be ideal. This would be very bad. What if we do something like this? Threatening his queen. The queen could just go up. Gotta get all the bad moves out of the way. Sacrifice queen. It's just too many problems. I'm thinking the most obvious simple move might be to just push our rook to e8. And then he could just dodge. Or like that's a possibility. And it's an issue of trading. And he gets his queen closer to his king, which probably helps defend it better. But you would think he would just take. But then we take with our queen. Bishop is basically useless. I'm not seeing this one. Is there any benefit if he doesn't take my rook? I'm trying to make the calculation easier so I could just go, okay, he'll definitely take the rook, or okay, he definitely won't. I'm trying to figure both. Rook e8, if king c7, he goes down. What if we just go back down? He just goes back up. So this is just like an infinite loop. If he goes back down, we can go up here. Okay, let me throw all that away and... Oh, man. Sacrifice queen. Rook definitely takes. I mean, what if that happens? What if he runs here? There's too many possibilities here. Okay, I don't think we can really go wrong with rook e8 trades. Okay, now do we take with the queen? Probably take with the queen. So if we take with the rook, he can just go down and then we're looking at trouble. I think we take with the queen. Yeah, so then, okay, we cleared up some of those. We made intuition, you know, best moves on intuition here. But now what do we do here? We can just go down to queen e7. Or we can go up with the rook e7. At this point, checkmate, right? So, if rook e7... Oh yeah, that's checkmate, isn't it? Rook e7 seems to be the way, yeah. So, let's throw this into analysis before we end it. Oh shoot! I never noticed what move he made. No photographic memory. Okay, so he goes down, and let me just do this puzzle really quick so I don't. Yeah. All right. So our move was to do this. He takes. We take. He goes down. We go up. Now he goes. In the puzzle, what did he do? It didn't get that far, right? So if he were to go here, we would go. Let's turn off suggestions, but whatever. This is what I already figured. Oh, see, I imagined he'd just go down and then we deliver checkmate, right? Because if he went down, that would be checkmate, right? Yeah. I did not calculate this, but then it's the same thing. And then it's the same thing. That's checkmate as well, yeah. And I suppose, yeah, this would also be checkmate if he were to go here. It'd be checkmate. So, and then let's see, if he were to turn a whole different way, I think it's a quicker checkmate. Because I was thinking of doing this. It wants me up here, but I was thinking of doing this. Yeah, that's just checkmate. So, that's good. That makes sense. We did it, right? I don't know if we had any mess ups in this one.